Flags across Missouri fly at half-staff tonight following the sudden death of one of the state's top elected officials. Good evening. State Auditor Tom Schweich died today of what police say was a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Schweich had just begun his second term as auditor and had just launched a bid for the governor's office. KRCG 13's Garrett Bergquist today spoke with area lawmakers. He joins us now in the studio to tell us how they want Tom Schweich to be remembered. Garrett?
Kermit, news of Tom Schweich's death stunned lawmakers and brought activity at the state capitol to a halt. I spoke both on and off camera with several members of the General Assembly. They all told me Schweich was an honest man and a hard worker. Lawmakers were engaged in floor debate when they got news of Tom Schweich's death.
We adjourned pretty quickly, and most people knew at that point something was wrong, and so around noon after we adjourned, the word started to circulate that something tragic had happened.
Police in the St. Louis suburb of Clayton say they were called to Schweich's home there at 9:48 Thursday morning.
Mr. Schweich was conveyed by Clayton Fire Department personnel to Barnes Trauma Center, where he was subsequently pronounced deceased from a single gunshot wound. What we know at this point suggests an apparent suicide.
As word of Schweich's death spread, state lawmakers gathered in the House chambers for a prayer service.
And for as the heavens are high above the earth, and so great is his mercy towards those who love him.
It's a tragedy for Missouri, really. And everybody's having a little bit of a hard time just kind of getting their hands around it. And I believe that he did what he thought was right every time for Missouri taxpayers. And, you know, he was good at that job and really came up with some interesting audits.
Other statewide office holders met with Governor Jay Nixon behind closed doors. Nixon's office would not comment on what they discussed. Lawmakers say Schweich should be remembered as a man who put duty ahead of personal gain.
He was just a man of integrity, and he did his job well. And he, although he was, you know, had big plans and aspirations, he didn't let those get in the way of how he did his job in the auditor's office.
Late this afternoon, St. Louis Post-Dispatch columnist Tony Messenger published a voicemail Schweich had left just 7 minutes before Clayton police received the 911 call. In it, Schweich tells Messenger he wants to meet with a Post-Dispatch reporter and an AP reporter at his home later in the day. Messenger says Schweich had been concerned about misinformation circulating about his religion, and in the voicemail, Schweich suggests that is what he wanted to talk to the reporters about.